Welcome to your NFL Daily Brief, all the hits, none of the fluff. Like and subscribe to stay updated. Caleb Williams performed well in his preseason debut, completing 6 of 10 passes for 107 yards and a touchdown in 2 series.
Williams led the Bears to a touchdown on their opening drive, something they did not achieve at all last season.
The Bills rested most of their starters in the game against the Bears.
Buffalo struggled offensively, gaining only 47 net yards and failing to convert any third downs.
The Jaguars' offense showed improvement from their previous scrimmage, performing much cleaner against the Saints.
Trevor Lawrence had a near-perfect performance, completing 8 of 10 passes for 76 yards and a touchdown.
The Saints' quarterback competition remains close between Spencer Rattler and Tyler Shaw.
Rattler showed promise, throwing for 199 yards and a touchdown, but also threw an interception.
Jackson Dart impressed again in the Giants' second preseason game, leading 2 touchdown drives.
Dart threw for 137 yards and a touchdown and also rushed for a touchdown.
The Jets' passing offense struggled, with Justin Fields completing only 1 of 6 passes.
Fields failed to connect with wide receiver Garrett Wilson on any of his 3 targets.
Stetson Bennett has shown improvement in the Rams' preseason games, throwing for 3 touchdowns against the Chargers.
The Chargers' rookie receivers, Keandre Lambert-Smith and Trey Harris, had standout performances with impressive catches.
Caleb Williams led the Chicago Bears on a 92-yard touchdown drive in their preseason game against the Buffalo Bills.
This strong performance followed a period of growth and improvement for Williams during training camp.
Williams completed 6 of 10 passes for 107 yards and a touchdown in his limited preseason playing time.
Bears coach Ben Johnson praised Williams for his focus and consistency in recent practices.
Johnson noted that Williams has shown progress in stacking good practice days together.
Williams himself acknowledged the challenges of learning a new offense and emphasized his growth mindset.
He aims to handle increasing responsibilities and consistently improve over the next few years.
Williams connected with a variety of receivers during the game, including Olamide Zaccheaus for a 36-yard touchdown.
He also established a good rapport with DJ Moore and tight ends Colston Loveland and Cole Kmet.
This performance is a positive sign for the Bears as they look to establish their offensive identity.
Backup quarterback Tyson Bagent also performed well, completing 13 of 22 passes for 196 yards and a touchdown.
The Bears dominated the Bills in total yards, showcasing the potential of their offense under new coordinator Declan Doyle.
The Jacksonville Jaguars have acquired defensive tackle Colin Saunders from the New Orleans Saints in exchange for center Luke Fortner.
This trade addresses a need for the Jaguars, whose interior defensive line has been a concern for the past 2 seasons.
The team hoped to improve with Eric Armstead moving inside and Mawson Smith developing, but injuries have hampered both players.
Armstead is dealing with a back injury, while Smith recently returned from a lower body injury.
Additionally, veteran Davon Hamilton has not performed at his 2022 level after a back infection last season.
Saunders, a 7th-year player, spent the last 2 seasons with the Saints after 4 with the Kansas City Chiefs.
He was a 3rd-round pick by the Chiefs in 2019 and won 2 Super Bowl titles with the team.
Saunders has recorded 6.5 sacks and 181 tackles in his career.
Interestingly, he had a 37-yard interception return against the Chiefs last season.
Fortner, a 3rd-round pick by the Jaguars in 2022, started every game in his first 2 seasons.
However, he struggled, leading the Jaguars to sign Mitch Morse and later Robert Hainsey.
The Jaguars also drafted center Jonah Monheim in the 7th round this year.
The Houston Texans traded wide receiver John Mechie III to the Philadelphia Eagles.
In return, the Texans received tight end Harrison Bryant and a 5th-round draft pick.
This trade helps the Texans after losing tight end Brevin Jordan to a season-ending knee injury.
Mechie missed his rookie season due to leukemia treatment after being drafted in 2022.
He has played 29 games, recording 40 receptions for 412 yards and 1 touchdown.
Mechie was the 5th wide receiver on Houston's depth chart.
In Philadelphia, Mechie joins a strong wide receiver group led by A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith.
Smith and Mechie were teammates at Alabama and won a national championship together in 2020.
The Eagles aim to bolster their receiving core with Mechie's unique skill set.
Bryant is entering his 6th National Football League season.
He has 98 receptions for 877 yards and 10 touchdowns in his career.
This trade provides both teams with valuable assets for the upcoming season.
Cleveland Browns quarterback Dylan Gabriel clarified his in-game interview comment was not directed at teammate Shedeur Sanders. Following his preseason debut against the Philadelphia Eagles, Gabriel addressed the quarterback competition during a broadcast interview. He stated there are entertainers and there are competitors, seemingly referencing Sanders. Many on social media interpreted Gabriel's comment as a slight towards Sanders, given the significant media attention Sanders receives. Gabriel later clarified that he uses the term entertainers to refer to the media. He emphasized his focus is on competing alongside his teammates. Sanders missed the game due to an oblique injury, but performed well in his preseason debut the prior week. He threw for 138 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Carolina Panthers. The Browns' quarterback competition involves Gabriel, Sanders, Joe Flacco, and Kenny Pickett. Flacco has consistently taken first-team practice reps. Head coach Kevin Stefanski indicated a starting quarterback decision is imminent. He hopes Sanders and Pickett will increase their practice participation this week. Travis Hunter missed his second preseason game due to an upper body injury.
Jaguars coach Liam Cohen held Hunter out of practice as a precaution.
Hunter was present at the practice with a play sheet alongside the wide receivers coach.
Several other Jaguars starters also missed the game due to injuries.
These included Anton Harrison, Chuma Edoga, Tyson Campbell, Eric Armstead, and Mawson Smith.
Key reserves like Cole Van Lanen, Monteric Brown, Jalen McLeod, and Caleb Ransaw were also out with injuries.
Dennis Gardick and Diami Brown also did not play in the preseason game.
Hunter has been practicing on both offense and defense.
He participated in a significant number of snaps during recent practices.
This included 17 snaps on offense and 16 on defense during Thursday's scrimmage.
There is concern regarding Hunter playing both cornerback and wide receiver.
The question remains whether he should focus on one position in the National Football League.
Packers running back Marshawn Lloyd suffered another hamstring injury, potentially sidelining him for the regular season opener.
This occurred during Saturday's preseason game against the Indianapolis Colts after a 33-yard catch.
Packers coach Matt LaFleur confirmed Lloyd will miss some time due to this injury.
Lloyd's injury history is extensive, missing almost all of his rookie season due to various ailments.
He suffered a hip injury before training camp, a hamstring injury in preseason, and an ankle injury in the regular season leading to injured reserve.
He also underwent an appendectomy and suffered another hamstring injury later in the season.
This latest injury occurred in his 2025 debut after missing the first preseason game with a groin injury.
Running backs coach Ben Simmons acknowledged Lloyd's unusual string of bad luck with injuries.
The Packers are also dealing with other injuries, including rookie defensive lineman Baron Sorrell's knee injury.
Sorrell is expected to be out for multiple weeks following the injury sustained against the Colts.
Safety Omar Brown remains hospitalized in Indianapolis with a lung injury, but is expected to be released soon.
Quarterback Jordan Love, recovering from thumb surgery, could return to practice as early as Monday.
New York Giants wide receiver Malik Nabers is dealing with a minor back issue, described as normal camp tightness, and has not practiced recently.
He missed the Giants' victory against the New York Jets in their first 2 preseason games.
The Giants have a tight schedule this week, making it unlikely Nabers will return before their final preseason game.
It is logical for Nabers to miss the entire preseason, giving him 3 weeks to prepare for the regular season opener.
The Giants are being cautious with Nabers, their most explosive offensive player, especially after he missed time this spring and summer with other injuries.
The team has been quiet about injuries, with coach Brian Daboll simply stating Nabers is working hard to return.
Left tackle Andrew Thomas is also on the physically unable to perform list, recovering from surgery, but is expected to be ready for Week 1.
Nabers was seen moving well on the sidelines, a positive sign for his potential return for the season opener.
Nabers is crucial to the Giants' offense, catching 109 passes for 1,204 yards and 7 touchdowns last year as a rookie.
He has looked even more dominant this summer and is considered an elite receiver by teammate Paulson Adebo.
The Giants' offense struggled at times without Nabers in joint practices against the Jets, with quarterback Russell Wilson missing his favorite target.
While the offense looked better in the preseason game, Wilson's interception highlighted the absence of Nabers, with whom he has practiced extensively.
The Dallas Cowboys are concerned that wide receiver Jonathan Mingo injured the posterior cruciate ligament in his right knee during Saturday's game against the Baltimore Ravens.
This injury occurred in the third quarter after Mingo made a 49-yard reception and landed awkwardly while attempting to catch another pass.
He was examined in the medical tent and immediately ruled out of the game.
Cowboys coach Brian Schottenheimer stated that Mingo would undergo further testing, including an MRI, to determine the severity of the injury.
The results of the MRI will determine how many weeks Mingo might miss, which could affect the Cowboys' 53-man roster decisions.
The Cowboys acquired Mingo and a 7th-round pick in 2025 from the Carolina Panthers in exchange for a 2025 4th-round pick.
In 8 games with the Cowboys last season, Mingo recorded 5 receptions for 46 yards.
He did not catch any passes from starting quarterback Dak Prescott, who was out for the final 9 games of 2024 due to a hamstring injury.
Mingo has had a strong offseason and training camp, earning a potential role as the 4th or 5th wide receiver and on special teams.
This injury could impact the roster chances of other receivers like Jalen Tolbert, Jalen Brooks, and Ryan Flournoy.
They are competing for spots behind CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, and Kayvontae Turpin.
In 2021, running back Ezekiel Elliott played with a partially torn PCL, wearing a brace throughout the season.
When analyzing National Football League rosters, it is important to remember that it is all relative.
It is easy to say a team is in good shape at a particular position, but each unit is only as good as it is relative to the league as 31 other teams.
These rankings cover the 10 key offensive and defensive positional groups for all 32 teams.
At quarterback, Lamar Jackson is ranked first due to his high quarterback rating, adjusted net yards per passing attempt, and expected points added.
The New Orleans Saints are last in the quarterback rankings due to Derek Carr's retirement and uncertainty at the position.
The Detroit Lions boast the top running back duo with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery.
The Dallas Cowboys running back situation is shaky after an offseason of changes and uncertainty.
The Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver duo of Jamar Chase and T. Higgins is considered one of the best.
The Las Vegas Raiders wide receiver group is less established, relying on Jacoby Myers and some unproven players.
At tight end, the Baltimore Ravens have a strong pairing with Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely.
The New York Jets tight end situation is uncertain, with rookie Mason Taylor facing high expectations. The Texans and Eagles engaged in a preseason trade involving players and draft picks previously exchanged between them.
The Texans acquired tight end Harrison Bryant and a 2026 5th-round pick, while the Eagles received wide receiver John Mechie III and a 2026 6th-round pick.
This trade allowed the Texans to address a need at tight end while the Eagles took a chance on Mechie III's potential.
The Texans had a surplus of wide receivers, making Mechie III expendable, whereas the Eagles needed depth at the position.
Bryant provides the Texans with a potential blocking upgrade at tight end.
Mechie III's limited impact since his National Football League debut makes this a low-risk, high-reward move for the Eagles.
The Dolphins made a surprising trade for tight end Darren Waller, who retired a year ago.
This trade fills a need for the Dolphins at tight end, providing another receiving option for Tua Tagovailoa.
The Dolphins gave up minimal compensation for Waller, making this a worthwhile gamble.
The Giants received a late-round pick in return, gaining something for a player they were not utilizing.
The Steelers traded safety Minkah Fitzpatrick and a late-round pick swap to the Dolphins for cornerback Jalen Ramsey, tight end Jonnu Smith, and a 7th-round pick.
This trade raises questions about the Steelers' strategy, given Ramsey's perceived decline and the cost of his contract.
The National Football League preseason is underway, with teams preparing for the 2025 season.
Rosters are still being finalized, and we are tracking every trade before the season begins on September 4.
Recent moves include the Eagles trading Harrison Bryant to Houston for John Mechie III.
The Saints also traded Colin Saunders to the Jaguars.
The Jaguars acquired Saunders, entering his 7th season, after a preseason game against the Saints.
Saunders previously played for the Saints and Chiefs.
The Texans and Eagles exchanged picks they initially traded in the Gardner-Johnson trade.
Bryant is entering his 6th season, while Mechie is a 2nd-round pick from 2022.
The Raiders traded Jacorian Bennett to the Eagles for Thomas Booker IV.
Booker will add depth to the Raiders' defensive line.
Darren Waller came out of retirement to join the Dolphins.
Waller expressed he missed football and is returning for the love of the game.
The Dolphins traded Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith to the Steelers for Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Ramsey will receive a pay raise, and the Steelers are assuming most of his contract.
Mitchell Trubisky returned to Chicago, where he was previously the starting quarterback for the Bears, to participate in joint practices with his current team, the Buffalo Bills.
He is now competing for the backup quarterback position behind Josh Allen.
Trubisky reflected on his time in Chicago, acknowledging the privilege and excitement of being a franchise quarterback.
He also expressed his desire to once again be a starter in the National Football League.
Despite his time in Chicago not resulting in long-term success as a starter, Trubisky values the experience and the positive moments.
In 2018, he led the Bears to a 12-4 record and a playoff appearance.
Trubisky spent the 2021 season as Allen's backup in Buffalo and then played for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
He returned to the Bills in 2024 and is competing with Mike White for the backup role.
Trubisky started the first preseason game of 2025, demonstrating his continued ability to lead the offense.
He is focused on improving his accuracy and ball placement, working hard to earn a spot on the team.
The Bills' coaching staff has expressed confidence in Trubisky's abilities and his experience within the team's system.
Trubisky is enjoying the camaraderie and positive environment within the Bills organization.
He appreciates the support he has received from the fans in both Chicago and Buffalo.
Ultimately, Trubisky aims to secure the backup quarterback position and continue to pursue his goal of becoming a starter again.
Fantasy football drafts are about finding value, but some players we just want on our team.
This round-by-round analysis provides insight into draft day considerations, highlighting key players.
Average draft position data from DraftShark's market index tool was used to ensure broad applicability.
The first-round strategy depends heavily on draft position, especially in a year with balanced early picks.
Bijan Robinson is the top target, but realistically only attainable with a top 2 pick.
Other first-round running backs have concerns, like workload, timeshares, or age and injury history.
If Robinson is unavailable, targeting elite wide receivers like Justin Jefferson or CeeDee Lamb is recommended.
Round 2 focuses on Jonathan Taylor or the best available running back depending on draft position.
Taylor offers solid value despite not replicating his 2021 success, holding a clear feature back role.
Other strong round 2 running back options include Devin Achane, Josh Jacobs, and Kyren Williams.
Round 3 emphasizes top tight ends like Trey McBride for a potential competitive edge.
McBride has shown strong target share and fantasy point production since taking over as the Cardinals' starter.
Liz Loza explains her rationale for ranking Raiders rookie Ashton Jeanty higher than Eagles running back Saquon Barkley in fantasy football drafts.
This draft guide from ESPN Fantasy offers resources for various fantasy football leagues and formats.
It includes rankings, cheat sheets, player projections, mock drafts, and expert analysis.
The guide caters to both experienced players and newcomers to fantasy football.
Resources like printable cheat sheets, the ultimate cheat sheet, and 2025 projections are available.
The guide also features rankings by position, Superflex, IDP, Dynasty, and individual overall lists.
Mock drafts for various league formats are provided, including 10-team PPR and 12-team Superflex.
Expert advice and analysis are offered, including sleepers, busts, breakouts, and undervalued players.
Strategic insights are given for draft day preparation and different league formats like salary cap and IDP.
Individual player analyses are presented, such as discussions on Drake May and Ashton Jeanty.
Injury outlooks for players like Christian McCaffrey and Chris Godwin are also covered.
Finally, miscellaneous topics include fantasy app features and team name suggestions.
That's a wrap on this week's NFL Blitz Talk. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time with more gridiron fire and fearless breakdowns.